Hey there, guys. I have some absolutely beautiful things to show you today. And we're going to sort of do a theme, which is a very whimsical, nature, natural things, sort of cottagecore or fairycore, I think it may be. I very much knew that I wanted to make a video with this thing that I have here, and then I kind of went around finding different objects that I own that I felt fit the vibe. I have these nails, which are perhaps a little too cutesy, but I think they're really sweet, and they have a beautiful green colour with some mushrooms and frogs and stars. I don't know that I've had a chance to wear these yet because they're very specific. Now, I'm probably going to make this the thumbnail, so you probably already know what's inside. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll be sneaky. But either way, you know I can't resist a good cardboard box. Insect art. www.insectart.de. I don't think I've ever seen a website that has DE at the end before. I do know that this was purchased from America, from the US. So this was a Christmas present, a late Christmas present from my dear friend. She ordered it well before Christmas, but it just took a very long time to arrive. And I think here in Australia, it's always difficult buying things from the US. It always is very expensive and always takes a very long time. So I'm not upset about it at all. And when I opened it, I was so happy. I nearly cried just from how beautiful it is and how well my friend knows me. This is one of my most prized possessions. Little sneak peek. The wind is picking up outside, so sorry if that's noisy. There's big trees right outside my room. They're, the branches are making noise. So I will take this out of the bubble wrap because I think it'll be very loud. It's so reflective. So this is a real specimen. It is a lunar moth. Or a moon moth. Or a silk moth, I think. You can see the individual bits of fluff, little fluffy strands. You can see the antenna and the feathering. The delicate shape of the wings. As always, my ring light is in the way. I really like the background they've chosen as well. Just a simple black with beautiful gold accents. Looks pretty cool, actually. I kind of like it. It is behind glass, of course. I like the way this solid black frame sort of blends in, but also adds a real solidness to it. My friend was saying that there were lots of different backgrounds that you could choose from, apparently. I think it's from Etsy, maybe, on the Etsy shop. But a lot of them were a lot more busy, and she thought I would appreciate the more simplistic nature of this one, and she was absolutely right. Perhaps if the background colour was a very deep, dark green, maybe that would have been ever so slightly better. But only ever so slightly. sounds. I've got my same background as usual. I just really love this one a lot. I really like the glass sounds. Solid glass sounds are some of my absolute favorites. It's got such a complex sound, I think. It's both high-pitched and low-pitched at the same time. Trying to do tracing looking through the camera. It's a bit difficult. I can't wait to display this in my own apartment, hopefully one day soon. It's definitely the type of vibe that I'm hoping to go for. The best way I can describe what I envision is dark nature. So, natural things, botanic styles, lots of beautiful leaves and flowers and creatures, but in a very dark and moody way, like this. Lots of moons rather than suns, if that makes sense. Try the back. I wonder if it sounds any different. Oh my gosh. Silly Hannah, you should always try tapping on the back. Feels weird to turn it upside down. What does this say? Actius Luna, USA. Depending on the angle, you can really see all the dust. It just accumulates so quickly on glass, doesn't it? move on to some other things. As much as I could just stare at this forever. I'll just briefly show you these earrings. They're just very cheap plastic, but they are also lunar moths, and I actually bought these before I received that real lunar moth. I just love how they look. They're so beautiful. They're on these little hoops. I'm gonna take that off actually because it's in the way. I don't think there's too many sounds you can get out of these, but I thought I'd just show you briefly. I think it's just a clear piece of plastic with like a picture stuck on the back. Do something really different. You might have seen this already. I think I showed it one time. It's this beautiful crocheted hanging plant, and I love it so much. I got this at a local market. It's handmade. I really like scratching on crocheted things. If my nails will let me. I would absolutely love to have a whole collection of crocheted plants. I think that would be really, really beautiful. And I really like how soft the colours are. I got it all tangled. It's very muted. I was going to say this is one of my favourite greens. I like a lot of different greens. Green is my favourite colour, but I couldn't tell you exactly what's my favourite. I'm not a fan of like lime green and like, I don't know, like apple green, like very yellowy greens. But pretty much everything else. I love sage kind of greens, which I think is what this would be. Maybe like mint green and teal green. I do really like olive green. I wear a lot of olive green. And beautiful like foresty greens, pine green. I'm sure you're sick of hearing that word. love how neat it is. I really like this sort of finer, like tighter weave of crochet. I really don't know much about crochet, but I don't know, I really like this style. Okay, so this thing is pretty big. It's a beautiful woodland themed, sort of like a basket. So this is actually the base of it. It's upside down because it sort of collapses in on itself. So I could fit it on here. It's like a cube shape, and yeah, it's a sort of like a fabric basket thing. That I could scratch on it nice and slowly. And tap on it too. So there was a shop. I don't really go there very often. It's like a discount, cheap shop. But I went in there one day and they had a whole collection of like woodland themed household things. I could have bought most of that collection, but I just bought a few things, and I have something else to show you from that as well. But I got a mug and a couple of mugs and this basket. Just very pretty. Again, it's got sort of those muted colours. I really like the ivy and the mushrooms. Oh, there's one down here. Look, there's one just up here, but you can't see it. All mushrooms and the branches. The rabbit isn't necessarily my favourite. It's okay. But I really love the fox. And I really love the owl. And yeah, the leaves and things. A deer as well. I totally forgot that the face is hidden in the seam here, but there are deer. It sounds so good. To hold it down with my palms here, with my wrists, because it doesn't want to hold its shape. It wants to come up towards you. such an interesting texture. Feels a bit different than the sides. The sides feel more like a heavy, like a canvas fabric. And the base feels a bit more like a foam. Like I think they've made it a bit more sturdy because it's the base. Kind of sounds similar. I think it could be quite an intense sound, this one, so I'm just going so slowly and carefully. I do believe that each sound needs to be treated individually. For me to enjoy it anyway. Because sounds can get really intense really quickly for me. And it can get overwhelming. But if they are treated with care, they can be so good. Okay. So this was the other thing that I got from that shop. I just thought it was so pretty. Definitely my style. So it's a like coffee cup. It's dusty. Don't look at it. It does have a straw, but I took it out because it was rattling around. It's a metal straw. Love this little moth here. And we've got these different like grasses, reeds, seeds, different mushrooms, flowers. I'm not sure if these are flowers or if they're like some sort of fungi. Could be either. Some berries. I love this big one here. This big mushroom, or maybe a toadstool. I'm not sure. I love the way they've used a negative space in this artwork. Beautiful flower. I like that it's all different types of fungi. Creates such an interesting landscape. Some thorns in here for the berries. Different one again. There's a dragonfly. Isn't that gorgeous? Oh, and another moth. Another moth. Dragonfly. And then back to the start. I thought that this might sound good, but I'm not sure that it does. I'm kind of not vibing with it. But that happens sometimes, like just different days. I think I have different like tastes. Do you like it? I'm trying not to show you the dusty lid. It's pretty cool. Woodland, smoothie and coffee cup. Sounds pretty good. I like it like down on the desk, like it's being held really solidly. Don't slip away from me now. It is made out of metal, by the way, if you couldn't tell. I don't think I said that. Okay. Last thing, and it's ginormous, so we'll see if I can get it to sort of fit here. Okay, so it really doesn't fit. I've kind of crammed it in here. It's a lot bigger that way. And this was a paint by number kit that I did sort of a few months ago. I went through a period where I did a lot of these. Well, I think I did maybe 5, but they're really big and really detailed. They took many hours. I really love this one. I love all of them that I did. I really got ones that I loved the artworks and I want to actually display them around my home. Previously, when I've gotten paint by number kits, I've just gotten them because I want something to do, but you know, I end up throwing it away because I don't actually like it that much. But I love these ones, and I love this one. There's not a whole lot else to it than what you can see. It's sort of just the window extends up higher. You can see a bit of the sky. And there's like a desk lamp up here shining down, which I think looks beautiful. So it's this moody nighttime scene. This super cute kitty cat staring out the window while it rains down. And there's some really pretty house plants, potted plants. It's just such a cozy scene the warm colours, the dark, deep greens. It's just my happy place, looking out the window at the rain. I never used to like scratching. I think since starting my own channel, I've learned a new appreciation for scratching. And I think again, it also has to do with how it's handled, I guess. It has to be slow. And then the tapping is such a light sound, isn't it? It sounds like the raindrops, right? And then such a deep scratching sound. Quite a contrast. Just had such a lovely time showing you these things. I love spending time with you. It really helps to center me, ground me. It really helps me to be calm. You help to bring such goodness into my life, and I appreciate that. So I hope that you've also enjoyed our time together. Feel free to let me know how you're doing, by the way. You're always welcome to leave a comment. Well, almost always welcome. I don't want anyone to be rude or inappropriate or to put others down, of course. But almost no one does that here. I have such beautiful and kind-hearted people in my community, and I'm so proud of you. By the way, just to clarify a little bit, it's okay if you have feedback. I welcome feedback. But I don't welcome people just being mean. I think that makes sense. Sorry to go on a tangent. I'll leave it here. I love you very much. see you later.